There are things I cannot do. I cannot watch while people suffer. I cannot sit when something must be done. I cannot judge those who are different. There are things I cannot do. Run, hide, ignore. There are things I cannot do, but there are certainly things I will do.
The novel Queen's Peril by E.K. Johnston is such a really great book. It is the second in the Padme trilogy, the first being Queen's Shadow, and then the last one being Queen's Hope. This video will contain spoilers, guys, so if you've never read this novel, please consider this your spoiler warning. So let's get into it. Queen's Peril is actually a prequel to the first book and takes place just before the events and during the events of Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. First of all, I would say if by some chance that you have never seen the Phantom Menace movie, then you probably shouldn't read this book. A lot of the events that play out in the book happen at the same time as events during the Phantom Menace, and you're just kind of expected to know what's going on in the bigger world of the story. So it could be confusing for new fans or the casual reader. It's basically the story of Padme's election to be the Queen of Naboo and how her head of security, Captain Panaka, recruits the women that will be the Queen's handmaidens and most loyal bodyguards. It focuses on Padme's first few months of her reign and how the handmaidens work out and deploy their whole disguise and decoy plan through a series of trial and tribulations. Each handmaiden is fleshed out with a backstory, and each is given a unique set of skills that they can bring to their role as handmaidens and bodyguards. This is what takes up a large chunk of the novel's pages. Soon after the Queen holds a summit for neighbouring systems to strengthen their relations, the planet is then blockaded by the Trade Federation, and from here on out, things get seriously real for Padme and her handmaidens, and split-second decisions must be made for all of them. Sabe, her most loyal and most identical-looking bodyguard, makes choices of her own while in the Queen's shoes, and the relationship between Padme and Sabe is a really intriguing part of the novel. Their thoughts, feelings, and emotions and the Phantom Menace basically now play out from their point of view. A really cool part of this novel is when some handmaidens are left on Naboo with Governor Bibble. Bibble is ordered to send a message out to the Queen, who at this point in the story is on Tatooine. In the film, you may remember it is used as bait to establish a connection trace. And he says the death toll is catastrophic. Prior to these events, the handmaiden and the Queen had already agreed that toll would be their secret alert word, and in that way everyone would know that everything is okay. There's also some very quick and random sections that say something like Anakin saw an angel or Anakin loved to fly, and then that's all it'll say before the story moves on to something completely different. So that's what I mean when it says if you've not seen The Phantom Menace and you don't know what's going on in the bigger picture, these parts can seem really out of place and confuse the readers. It's very fast paced and very addictive to read, and I picked up this book almost every night. The chapters are not very big, so it's good if you can only manage maybe one chapter per sitting. I've read this book twice in my life now, and I've enjoyed it thoroughly both times. Probably even more so than the first book, Queen's Shadow. I am yet to read Queen's Hope at the time of making this review. If you're like me and you love the character of Padme, then these are great little reads to really flesh out the character and storylines that only get kind of a quick glance over in the films. It's a great expansion novel and a great way to see the Phantom Menace from a certain point of view. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you soon in the next video.